My dear students, good morning. Under the basic concept of chemistry, last class I have discussed matter and its classification, part 1. Now let me continue further. I am Dr. Gunasekharan, Professor of Chemistry. As I have already informed you, matter we have classified into two types based on physical classification and chemical classifications. The last class I have discussed the physical classification completely. And under the chemical classifications, today I have to start with compounds. Okay, what is a compound? What is the difference between elements and compound? I have already pointed out elements may be an atom or may be a molecule. Molecular element, molecular atom. Compound means it is also a molecules, but minimum two different atoms should be present. Simple example, CO, H2O, etc., carbon dioxide, etc. These are the compounds. So two different atoms should be there, then only we'll call it as compounds. Any molecule containing two different atoms or two or more different atoms, we will call it as compounds. Okay, right. Let me proceed further now. So how to define a compound now? A compound is a homogeneous substance formed by chemical combination of two or more different elements in a fixed ratio by weight, obeying the laws of chemical combination. Obeying the laws of chemical combination we will be discussing in future. So specific example compound: sodium chloride solid, water liquid, and carbon dioxide gas. I am giving three different examples in three different states. The next, what are the characteristics of compound? This is the most important because question may be asked. One among the following is the characteristic of compound. One among the following is not a characteristic of compound. Question can be asked in NEET examinations. So let me give you the characteristic of a compound. Please listen carefully. Number 1, compounds are formed by chemical combination of two or more elements in fixed ratio by weight, obeying the laws of chemical combination. Obeying the laws of chemical combination. Number 2, characteristic. Generally, compounds are formed with the evolution or absorption of heat. Heat will be released or absorbed during the formation of a compound, exothermic or endothermic. And third characteristic of compounds are always homogeneous. Please follow only one phase. Homogeneous. It may be a solid, it may be a liquid, it may be a gas. It's a homogeneous. Kindly follow. Number 4, compounds have generally sharp melting and boiling points. What is going to be sharp melting and boiling point? In the case of solid, when we take melting point, suppose if you assume a compound A having a melting point 100 degree, let us assume now. Suppose if it is a pure sample, up to 99 it will be solid form. When it reaching, it becomes suddenly liquid. That we'll call it as sharp melting. Suppose if it is impure, then it will not be like this. It will start melting even from 60, 70 going on melting. So, a pure compound have generally sharp melting. And in the case of liquid again, sharp boiling points. Water 100 degree. Alcohol 78.3. Number 5, characteristic of compound. The components of the compounds cannot be separated by simple physical and chemical method. For example, in water, you cannot easily separate hydrogen and oxygen. So the components of the compound cannot be separated by simple physical and chemical method. You need a specific method. Kindly follow. Number 6. Compounds do not exhibit the properties of the component elements. Suppose we have H2O, water, it is a liquid. But originally it is formed from, kindly follow, hydrogen and oxygen. Both are gases. So hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is a gas, whereas water is a liquid. So compounds do not exhibit the properties of the component elements. Kindly follow. So these are the characteristics of the compounds. The next I want to discuss, as in the case of elements, classification of compound based on property. Based on property. So based on the property, I can classify one is inorganic compound, another is organic compounds. What is the difference between inorganic and organic? I will give later. But now I will give only specific example. Sodium chloride, solid, inorganic. Water, liquid, inorganic. Carbon dioxide, gas, inorganic compounds. Sucrose and camphor, organic solid. Petrol, alcohol, organic liquid. Methane, ethane, organic gases. Kindly follow. So as I have already informed you, now I am giving a simple examples of inorganic compound. Normally, inorganic compound can be further classified mainly into 3 types. One is acid, 2 bases, and 3 will be salts. Salts may be of many types: simple salt, double salt, complex salt, etc. So mainly we can classify inorganic compound acid, bases and salt. Under the acid, mineral acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. Under the bases, alkali metals, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Salt, sodium chloride, potassium chloride. The next one. Under the organic compounds can be further classified mainly as many types based on the functional groups. What can be functional groups? Your level, it is very difficult to understand in the case of 8th, 9th and 10th, but plus 1 and plus 2 people, they can understand. Let me give a simple example. Functional group for halide is X. Halide, functional group is X. It may be fluoride, chloride, iodide, etc. Functional group OH is for alcohol. Is for alcohol. The same way, aldehyde, kindly follow. In the case of aldehyde, I can give example CHO. This is for aldehyde. And for ketone, the corresponding ketone, I can give CO. Carboxylic acid, I can give COH. So it's going on. So, let me give information. So, organic compound can be further classified mainly as many types based on functional group. Starting with the hydrocarbon, there is no functional group in the hydrocarbon, saturated. But unsaturated double bond, alkyne triple bond, but they are not true functional group, that's only unsaturation. Methane, ethane, propane, saturated hydrocarbon. Halides, methyl chloride, ethyl chloride. Alcohols, ether, aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid, nitrogen compound, biomolecule, etc. Examples of organic compound. Now, as I already pointed out, based on the properties, now we can differentiate organic compound from inorganic compound. This is most important, my dear students, you must know. First one, elements. In the case of organic compounds, all organic compounds contain mainly carbon, usually hydrogen, and rarely oxygen and other elements combined to form organic compound. Whereas in the inorganic compounds, any two, one is positive, another is negative, two different elements from the periodic table form inorganic compounds. Kindly follow. Coming for bonding, chemical bonding, in the case of organic compound, generally covalent bond is present. In the case of inorganic compound, generally ionic bond is present. Most important difference. Third one, physical properties like melting and boiling point. Generally, organic compounds have low melting and boiling points, whereas inorganic compounds have high melting and boiling points. The fourth difference, solubility. Solubility I can express in two ways, one in water, another is in organic solvent. First, let me take solubility in water. Generally, organic compounds insoluble in water, except a few members like methyl alcohol, etc., they are soluble. Whereas inorganics are generally soluble, there also some compounds are insoluble. So I am using the term carefully, generally. In the case of organic solvents like alcohol, acetone, etc., ether, organic compound generally soluble. Most of the compounds are generally soluble in organic solvent. Generally, inorganic compounds are insoluble in organic solvents. Number 5, combustibility. Generally, all organic compounds are highly volatile and combustible in nature. It readily catch fire. Whereas generally inorganic compounds are non-volatile and non-combustible in nature. Conductivity. Generally organic compounds are good conductors of bad conductors of heat and electricity. Generally, organic compounds are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Whereas inorganic compounds are generally good conductors of heat and electricity. This is very good differences. Now, the next one, 7, reactivity property. Generally, organic compounds involving reactions are slow, whereas reaction involving inorganic compounds are faster due to ionic in nature. Number 8, catenation. What is meant by catenation? Is a process by which the carbon and large number of carbon undergo combination to produce a long chain. So C30, C40, etc. it will go. So this process is called catenation. This is possible only in organic compound. Generally, catenation is possible in organic compounds. Generally, catenation is not possible in inorganic compounds. Homologous series. What is homologous series? This is the characteristic of organic compound. Generally possible homologous series in organic compound. Let me explain what is homologous series. In organic compounds, in the homologous series of organic compounds, say for example alkane. If you take alkane, you take now methane and ethane, the successive member, the difference will be CH2. So if you take any group of elements, the successive member will differ by CH2. This is one characteristic of homologous series. And these, all the members of homologous series have same general method of preparation and properties. And they have same general formula to represent. So this is characteristic of homologous series. Kindly follow. So this is possible in organic compound. Homologous series is not possible in the inorganic compounds. Isomerism, another most important characteristic property. What is isomerism? Compounds having same molecular formula but different physical and chemical properties are called isomers, and these isomers exhibited by these are the compound exhibited by these isomer is called isomerism. Phenomenon is called isomerism. Let me repeat again. Compounds having same molecular formula but different physical and chemical properties are called isomers, and the phenomenon exhibited by these isomers is called isomerism. Isomerism chapter we will be explaining later cases. So generally that is possible in the case of organic chemistry, organic compound. Generally not possible in the inorganic compound. Exception is only in coordination compound it is possible. You will be studying in coordination compound in +2 level. And lastly, polymerization. What is meant by polymerization? The simple molecules, the large number of simple molecules under specific condition undergo polymer. It's a high molecular weight. That process is called polymerization. Simple example, vinyl chloride undergo polymerization to give polyvinyl chloride, PVC. Isoprene undergo polymerization gives rubber, natural rubber. So, polymerization generally possible in organic compound, generally not possible in inorganic compounds. So, these are the differences between organic and inorganic compounds. Okay, let me classify these organic compounds based on state, as in the case of inorganic, solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. I will give example, the organic compounds. Kindly follow. So here I am giving general. So I am giving one example organic, one example inorganic. Sodium chloride, inorganic compound. Sucrose, that is sugar, organic compound, solid. So water, inorganic compound. Alcohol, organic compound, liquids. Gases, carbon dioxide, inorganic compound. Methane, organic compounds, gases. So based on state, we can classify the compound. So I have given a very clear idea so far. What is a compound? What are the characteristic compound? How to differentiate organic and inorganic compound? I have given clear idea. Let me go for the last one, mixer. What is a mixer? I told you already. Two or more pure substances. Pure substances may be atoms, may be molecules or molecular element or molecular compounds. In terms of physical state, may be solid, may be liquid, may be gases. So undergo physical changes to produce mixture. Specific example, in the case of metals, alloys, two metals forming alloys. Air is a mixture again, gases. So you take alcohol and water, it is again a mixture for liquid. Kindly follow. So this is the information mixer. So this is a simple process. We are getting by mixing two substances, two solid, two liquid, two gases, or solid in liquid, liquid in gas in liquid. So anything we can mix, we will get a mixer means that is called a mixer. So let me go for the next one. So under the mixer, I have to mention about the air, because in the atmosphere air is there. Question can be asked here. Normally we will think oxygen is the higher content. No. In the air, if you analyze, nitrogen is the main component. The percentage is 75.50. Oxygen 23.20. argon 1%, carbon dioxide 0.04, neon and other the helium almost negligible remaining. So the in air, kindly follow, main component is nitrogen. So another is oxygen. Only oxygen. Because of oxygen, we are surviving in this universe. Next one. Characteristic of mixture. As in the case of compound characteristic, the mixture is also having a characteristic. Number one. A mixture is formed by mixing pure substances, elements or compounds, and no new product is formed. Because by mixing, no new product is formed. Number two. Mixers have no sharp melting and boiling point. Compound have sharp melting and boiling, whereas mixer have no sharp melting and boiling. Number three. Mixer exhibit properties of the component elements or compound. So in the mixer, the components will have a characteristic property. But in the compound, the components will not show any characteristic. Okay, now, number fourth characteristic, mixtures are either homogeneous or heterogeneous. You know, homogeneous, single phase, heterogeneous, more than one phase. Example. A simple example I can give, homogeneous, you mix alcohol, water, homogeneous. Same carbon tetrachloride and water you mix, you will get 2 layers. The bottom layer carbon tetrachloride high density, water will be top layer low density. In the same way, in the case of heterogeneous, that is carbon tetrachloride and water. The same way we can give solid also. Okay. Coming for the fifth one, the components of the mixer can be separated by physical method. So mixer can be easily separated by physical method like distillation, fractional crystallization, etc. Next. As in the case of compounds, the mixture can be classified based on the phases. I think say homogeneous and heterogeneous. Under the homogeneous, example, alloys. Metal, two metals normally. One will be higher percentage, another will be low percentage. Water and alcohol, again, homogeneous. Air is a mixture of, so only nitrogen is higher content, is again homogeneous. Heterogeneous, sucrose and benzoic acid, if you mix, two different, so heterogeneous. Carbon tetrachloride and water, if I mix, it will not miscible, it is immiscible. So if you have in a beaker or anything, I have 2 layers. Bottom will be carbon tetrachloride and top will be water because high density carbon tetrachloride. Please follow. So this is heterogeneous. So let me give information about homogeneous mixer. Example. Solid mixer, alloys. Example. Liquid mixer, example, water and alcohol. Gas mixer, example, air. Solid liquid mixer, sodium chloride and water. Liquid gas mixer, soda water. Solid gas mixer, solid in gas, smoke. Now, heterogeneous mixer. Solid mixer, sugar and common salt, sodium chloride. Solid liquid mixture, ice cube in water. Liquid mixture, chloroform or carbon tetrachloride and water. Gaseous mixture, smoke in air. Heterogeneous. Now, classification of mixture based on number of components. Kindly follow. I can simply say binary mixture, ternary mixture, quaternary. Binary means there will be 2 compounds. Ternary means there will be 3, and quaternary means there will be 4. Mixer. The mixer, when you say components may be, kindly follow physically if you want to say 2 solid, liquids, solid or gas. Chemically if you want to say element or compound. If you mix, you will get the mixer. So binary mixer, 2 components, ternary 3, quaternary 4. Okay. The most important, the separation, methods of separation of mixer. How to separate the mixer? If it is solid mixer and specifically heterogeneous, kindly follow. What are the methods available? Crystallization, normally using a suitable solvent. Fractional crystallization, again usually suitable solvent. Sublimation, another method we can apply. Sublimation and reduced pressure we can apply. Solvent extraction using the separating funnel, I can show you later. And chromatography methods, we can separate the solid mixer, heterogeneous mixer. The next one, liquid mixtures homogeneous. Liquid homogeneous. Distillation is a method commonly used to separate two mixtures. Fractional distillation, we can use separation of two liquids. Distillation and reduced pressure, we can use. Sieve distillation, we can use. Solvent extraction, we can use. Chromatography techniques, we can use. The next one, methods of separation of mixer, liquid mixer, but they are heterogeneous. Kindly follow. As I have already pointed out, two liquid if you mix, one they are immiscible. In that case, we are using a separating funnel. So I want to show you the separating funnel. Kindly follow. So what you are seeing is the separating funnel. So just imagine the bottom there is one layer and top another layer. Let us assume this is the high density liquid. This will be low density liquid. Kindly follow. Suppose if it is carbon tetrachloride and water, carbon tetrachloride will be bottom. Water and ether, water will be bottom and ether will be top. So, depending upon the nature of the density, it will vary. So, the apparatus here it is, this is separating funnel. Normally, we are using two immiscible liquids. Next one. Methods of separation of mixer, solid liquid mixer, homogeneous. Again, distillation, steam distillation, solvent extraction, chromatography techniques. So these method I am not explaining because all these things you will be studying under +1 level first year. Kindly follow. Next. Methods of separation of mixer, solid liquid mixer, heterogeneous. Solid liquid, heterogeneous means there is liquid, there is solid, but solid is not soluble in that. Simply we can decant or we can simply filter it, we can get the separation. Kindly follow. Next one. The last one, the methods of separation of mixture of gaseous mixer. How a mixture of two gases we can by diffusion method we can use. So for example, if you have carbon dioxide, you have, and then you have simply oxygen you have. So when you compare these two, so based on the weight, that is rate of diffusion, that is Cragham's law of diffusion, you will be studying later. Based on that, we can correlate that one. So the method is diffusion method we normally use to separate two different gases of different molecular weight. Kindly follow. I hope I have completed the classification of matter. Under the classification, physical and chemical classifications, then I have discussed what are elements, what are compound, what are mixers and their characteristics. So, my dear students, so thank you very much for you. So, before leaving you, let me give some information to you. For NEET chemistry entrance coaching for all subjects, you have to visit vetri.s, our site, view our achievements for 20 years of our achievements. Even All India first rank we are getting in 2003. You can see our site vetri.s. Our site has 50 to 60 recorded lessons in each subject And 50 to 60 NEET model test, 45 questions in each subject, including solution. Solution is not written type, it is recorded answer, that is video version, which is not available in any other online coaching. So if you want to enjoy, if you want to get the minimum 600 plus out of 720 marks in NEET, kindly pay only 10,000 rupees 1 year. You have to pay for the address Santi, Indian Bank, account number 7127194771, IFSC code IDIB 000P134. You can enjoy all subjects, not only chemistry, physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, all recorded lesson you can see any number of times, and you can write more than 200 tests you can write, and immediately the program will value and give the marks immediately. So thank you very much. Kindly register. So we will see you in the next class. Bye.